So let's jump into today's design review. And like I always say, if you miss or you want to watch this design review on demand, the video is going to be available on my YouTube channel. So just go to Ceasar Graphics on YouTube and then you are going to see the video there. All right, so let's see what our first design for today looks like. All right, so this is our first design, and so I like the fact that the color combination on this design is beautiful. All right, and that's one powerful key part that you need to know how to do well as a designer. Okay, being able to mix color or combine color correctly will help the look of your project. But the issue I have with this design is number one, this information here. All right, let me change. Okay, I'm going to change the color of my fill to red. Okay. All right, so this information here, all right, this information here is not balanced. Okay, because I noticed that the text are overlapping each other. Now doing this is not professional. Okay, it's not professional. You only do this when you are maybe there's a reason or maybe there's a purpose for it, or maybe the title is talking about, is saying something about overlapping. That's when you can do this. But since you don't have anything like that, please, you need to avoid this. Like I always say to you guys, that we are storytellers, and part of how we tell story on our design project is the way we play with the elements on on our project. So when we don't position them the right way, it makes it to start posting questions that the audience will start looking at it like, okay, so why is this like this? And like another thing I always say to my students is, when you are working on design project, the best information that you can make abstract should be your title, which is the theme. This is not, yeah, you can make this abstract, but the way you play with it here is not okay at all. It's not okay, so you need to avoid that. And the other thing I notice again is the alignment, the aligning of the information on the project. Now notice, I want you guys to count the different type of alignment we have here. Now this is facing where left. All right, this is facing left. Now this is facing right. This is also facing right. All right, this if the information here are all what at the center. All right, this also center, and this also what center. All right, so let's count the number of alignment that we have here. We have 1, this is 2, and 3. So 3 different alignment is not good. All right, just stick with just 2. 2 is fine. Stick with just 2. All right, and on that 2, you only make one information, like the information you want to use to call attention to face one alignment, and then you can now make the other information on your design face the same direction. But when you make different alignments on your design, it's going to make the design look like an amateur designer's job. So you need to avoid that. And another thing again, I'm going to say on this design is, when you are placing images on your project, okay, you need to make sure that the nose, the eyes size, and the head of your characters align. If I draw out my ruler now, you notice that the heads are not well aligned. All right, you see this guy's head is out of the frame, is out of the the line, and yeah, okay, the other heads are aligned. And then another thing again I noticed is that this person's head is bigger than this person's head, bigger than this one. This one is bigger than this one, and is bigger than the rest. So you need to watch out for that. So aside from that, I think I don't have anything to say on this project. And that will now take us to our next design for today. All right, so this is our second design, and I like the simplicity here, and I also like the contrast on this project. I like the fact that we have the title at the center of the frame. All right, so this is beautiful, but the only the my challenge here is just the way we have this image of this lady on our background here. So it's better you don't use the picture, because this is not different from you not using the picture, and it's confusing. So whenever you are working on a design project, avoid using picture like this on your in fact people's image on your background. Now, I'm not saying it's bad, do you understand? But the way you play with it here is not okay. Pictures is not, using picture on our background is not something we just use, except we have a message that we are trying to pass, or maybe there's something related to why the image is on the background. But if there's nothing connected to that, please don't do that. I notice most designers don't know this, and because you guys are you guys join the design review, I want you guys to take note of this. Don't do this again. It's not good. You only do this maybe the title of the project is saying something about you putting the picture on the background like the way you did here. All right. Then another thing I noticed again is similar to what I said previously on the alignments, like using the too many alignments on your project. And like what I always say to my student, that you limit the number or the use of alignments the way you limit the use of fonts. Okay, so it would have been nice if this information here is the only information facing this angle, and then this one here is facing here. Now let me show you what I'm trying to say, because some of you may not get the message. So I'm going to zoom in and draw a marquee like so, and hit Ctrl J. Oh, excuse me, sorry, it should be Ctrl J, not Ctrl K. All right, and this should come here like so, and just push it down. All right, and then another thing I noticed again, the information on the project are too close, and these are things you need to be careful of. You need to allow your elements to breathe. I know so many of you already know about white space, but you always make the mistake of making your white space be only on the focal point of your project, which is not bad, but you also need to allow white space between between the rows of your information. All right, but don't now make it to be, you don't make the white space to be so much to the point where people will start looking at the project like something is missing. Okay, so you need to watch out for that. Okay, so then I'm going to just cut this out, and I'll use Shift F5 to just cover what I removed from there. All right, and you can even move this here to still fly. All right, then I want to move it back. Okay, so yeah, and then the same thing here, allow space, and then if you do that, I believe the design will look nice and unique. Okay, so I'm going to stop here on this, but this is a good project. It's just the part where we have the picture of the lady, and then the using to same using the alignments on your project the wrong way. That's just the only issue I have with this. But aside from that, the color combination is beautiful. The contrast is perfect. I like the fact that we have enough white space for us to be able to scan through the project. The hierarchy too is beautiful. So I'm going to stop here on this. So let's see what our next design look like, please. So this is coming from at Yoplad. Okay. All right. So on this project, okay, what I'm just going to say is, I wish the designer is here so that he or she can hear my critique on this. All right. Now, number one is, please, guys, it's not every design you see on the internet that is okay. All right. I repeat, it's not all the designs that you see online that is perfect. In fact, there are some websites that you go to and then you see them sell designs that you just copy and then pay them and then they give you the design, the template. It's not all the designs that you pay for that is okay. Okay? And the reason why I'm saying this is this. The look of this design is closer to something that I see a lot when I'm searching for, or when I type design concept on Google Image. All right. So please, guys, I need you to be careful when you are, doing this. All right. So let me just start with it. So number one, the first thing I notice here is the elements are too close. All right. There's no space between the information on this project. So, and when there's no space for content to breathe, trust me, the project is going to look confusing. In fact, that's why most of the time when you're working on design project, you notice that you just start feeling something is not right on this project. Now, the reason why it's like that is because, when the information on your project are too close. And another thing again, I want to advise you guys to avoid is whenever you're, using images on your project, avoid doing this. All right, avoid, doing this type of placing image this way because it's not everybody that will understand what this is. And when you put it this way, you are going to start making people, give different meaning to what this image is. So it's better you don't use it at all. All right, it's better you don't use it. And again, another thing I'm going to say again here is, the way you place your images here is only better when you are trying to design a project related to, let's say, maybe a conference, and then you are trying to place people's picture, and you are trying to say, everybody here are, from, you are trying to group them together. When it comes to, placing items for brands, like you're trying to say, okay, you want people to buy this item, that's you need to play with scale here. All right, you need to play with scale when you're working on a project like this. Now, when I say playing with scale, what I'm trying to say is, don't make the images, the items, the same size. Make them bigger than each other. All right. Make them, doing this is going to make the project look more interesting. Okay. And lastly is what else again? So this box here is not necessary. Take it out. Okay, it's not good. And then this frame here also is taking away from the message. It's taken away from the message, and like what I always say to my student is the goal is not for you to add but to subtract. All right, in fact, subtract to the point where you start looking at, when you're done with the project, then you start looking at, okay, what else again can I remove from this project? Don't add. Adding is going to take away from adding. In fact, adding what is not necessary to your project will take away from it. So the best goal of making your design successful is when you don't add, elements that are not really necessary. And why I'm talking about not adding is this: if you look at this shape here, it's similar to what we have here. All right, but the design is already full with too many contrasts. So if we have a graded effect on this and we don't have it on this, in fact, this is another contrast on its own. This is another contrast. This is another contrast. Even the images, they are contrast on their own. And when there's and in graphic design, when something is too much of something or too much of elements on your design, too much of the same type of element on your design is going to make your project look boring, and you need to work on that. All right, so I think I'm just going to stop here on this today, and please, if you have any question, You can post it in the chat box and I'll answer you. Okay, you can post it in the chat box. I will answer you, but I will only, give room for just one question. All right. Okay, so your question is, you want to know if I can redesign this in my next tutorial. Yeah, so I would have loved to. Okay, so what if I did not, if I can get the exercise file from the designer, I'll do that. But if I can't get the exercise file, there's no way I can redesign this, because part of what will make people find it easy to learn when I redesign this is when they see the same elements used, like the same images used on the project on the redesigned version. So it's left to the designer now to send me the exercise file. Then I'll see what I can do with the redesigned version. Okay. Right. So my second question is from Obi Agba Moses, and the question is, how do you become more creative, making reference to your design? Okay, so becoming creative is not different from how you learn to walk as a baby. All right. Sorry, I'm going to use one funny, illustration here. Okay, yeah. I don't know if some of you have watched, if you guys have watched, or if you've all watched this animation, movie called Tarzan. Okay, so if you have watched the movie, you will notice that when Tarzan was growing up, Tarzan did not grow up with his parents. He grew up in the jungle and he learned the habit of how the animals behave. So now, why I'm using Tarzan as an example is the way what happened to us as designers too. If we spend time looking at, boring designs, it's going to affect us becoming a better designer. But if we spend time looking at good designs, it will make us become a better designer. Staying, watching more of good designs, like, checking out good designs online, will make you become a better designer. And another thing again that will help you become a better designer is when you know the principles of good design. Now, knowing the principle of good design will now help you to be able to spot a good design from a bad design. Now, the reason why it's easy for me to critique on your designs here is because I've spent time looking at good designs, and I've read about the principles of designs, what make a good design successful, and that's why it's easy for me to pick or spot a design that is good and the one that is bad. So that's why that's another reason why I'm going to advise you all to try your best to join the access training coming up next month. Trust me, if you guys join this training, it will bless you a lot and you won't regret it. Do you understand? So you need to be able, in fact, first you need to understand the principle of design. You need to know, okay, this is what good design, these are the things I need to check when I'm working on design projects. When those things are missing, trust me, being able to come up with good design is going to be difficult. And what are those principles? First is balance. Second is contrast. Third is hierarchy. All right. So these three guys are the most powerful tool. In fact, number 4, there's a fourth one. It's called focal point. Then number 5 is called movement. These 5 things are what you should know how to do as well, that will help you being able to spot a good design from a bad design. All right. And I'm going to stop here today, and we are going to meet again next week. Please guys, remember to send your design to any of the admin. Then I wish you guys happy creativity, and I'll see you again next week. Peace.